Okay, so now I'm picking up with the last child, the snake class. Snake extends pet, so we see here that I have my speak implementation. I've also created a piece of instance data for length. I have a constructor which once again will call the superset name method and then populate the length instance data. I have accessor get length. I have speak move, and again I have overrided the toString method. Oh, I did forget that add override, but you can include that in there and fix that yourself. And then again, I'm calling the toString method. I did want to do a quick demo of what happens. So because speak is abstract in the parent class, if I do not code the speak method, this is what happens. So I'm going to run this, and you're going to see you're going to get an error message. It says snake is not abstract and does not override the abstract method speak in pet. So that's like saying it's really not even going to let you. It's not going to let you move forward if you don't implement the speak method like you're supposed to. So that's something to make note of. Now, in addition, I have a driver program called Animals. There's a lot of stuff going on in here, so kind of want to walk through it. So in the lesson, you'll also learn about creating arrays of objects. So I chose to create an array of pets. Now recall that I cannot instantiate a pet object, but my children classes all have constructors, and I can create objects for that class. So I've created a couple methods in here that have object arrays, specifically pet object arrays. And the first static method I create in my driver program is a find longest pet name. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking this array of pets, and you'll see the pets that I put in here in a second, and I'm going to find which one has the longest name is the longest. So I have a bunch of stuff in here where I have a for each loop that is traversing the pet array that we pass to the method. And if the member with the longest length is greater than the max length, which I initially sent to 0, max length gets reset to this value. The longest string is then stored in the longest string variable, and my answer I say is equal to S. That's the actual pet where we find the longest pet name. And since I said I was going to return the longest string, I returned the longest string. I've also created a sort, I call it sort strings, where I take up, again, an array of pets. I create a temporary variable for pet, and I set a variable for the length of the array. Then I use my bubble sorting algorithm to find out which pet's name, or compare the pet's names so that I can put them in a sorted order from smallest to greatest. And we did that in the first lesson, learned about bubble sort. But the key here is seeing that you can send an array of pet objects. Now, in my driver program, I create 5 pet objects. I store them in an array of pets. I'm going to print out the original array of pets, so they will be in no specific order. And then what I do is I sort them. I put them in a sorted order. So I do that by calling my static method and giving it the name of my pet array. And then I print them. Then I'm going to call my longest name in the animal array method. And you can see that happening here. I store the answer, which is the longest string, in this variable ANS, and then I print it. Now, the last thing is the lambda expressions. And I'm going to pause this video, and we'll get back to that in a second.